So, ladies and gentlemen, it's another edition of 5 Show. You love to listen to, you love to watch on my TikTok, Facebook, and then we are right now on YouTube channel at Danke Studio, where we talk about the 5 things you need to know in the world of sports. Basically, we talk about Formula One, we talk about football. Maybe we can slot in tennis also, because we are now on YouTube at Danke Studio. And then I'll be giving 5 things you need to know today. And then who are we talking about in this podcast? We are talking about Arsenal, the Gunners, because they are doing well. You know, the hate about Arsenal is that they want Manchester City to win the EPL and then maybe Paris Saint-Germain to win the UEFA Champions League. But it's very sure that Arsenal are the real contender in this EPL. But I don't know about UEFA Champions League, but anything can still happen between Paris Saint-Germain and the Arsenal. It's sure. Let me say it's 60% sure that Arsenal is winning this UEFA Champions League, because last season for Paris Saint-Germain, they are the contender because they are not the first time to reach the final, but also they have the aim of winning the UEFA Champions League last season. And then this season, Arsenal has been there so many times to win the UEFA Champions League. And then the best season so far for Arsenal to win major trophy is this season, UEFA Champions League and then the EPL. So without boring you with many talks, let me give you 5 things that shows Arsenal have a successful season. And then what are the 5 things you need to know for the success of Arsenal, the Gunners, in this 2025/2026 season. Today we are talking about the most complete transformation in the modern football, the rise of Arsenal from set-piece destructions to the elite recruitment, from defensive war to the tactical brilliance. The Gunners has built a machine capable of competing with every best team in Europe. They play against Bayern Munich, they play against Atletico de Madrid, they play against big teams in the EPL. I think they played against Arsenal, against Barcelona, but I'm not so sure. So here are the 5 major reasons behind Arsenal incredible success stories in 2025 and 2026. The number one of it is the set piece domination. One of the things that Mikel Arteta did is bringing that set piece fear in everything. Arsenal become the most dangerous set piece teams in the EPL history, scoring 27 goals from set pieces and setting a league record with 17 corners. Opponents feared every dead ball situation concerning Arsenal. Even the top European club prepared specially to stop Arsenal in that defensive one, and that genuinely means Arsenal truly become the set piece, and that shows Arsenal are the set piece king in the EPL. It also exiled the EPL, talking about the UEFA Champions League, because every team in Europe fear the set piece coming up from Arsenal. When the time of corner, they are all scared. And then kudos to Nicolas Joffre, that's the head coach of the set piece. 31 corners goals since 2023-24 season began, and then the highest in the EPL. Kudos to Nicolas Joffre. And then the number 2 is Andrea Berta effect. Yes, Edu left, Berta came in from Atletico de Madrid, and then he has made some of the major signings, talking about Victor Gyökeres, Matheus Zubimendi, Pedro Ikampe, Noni Madueke from Chelsea. They added power forces and the depth across the squad. Arsenal did not just buy any player, they bought the player they needed this season. I said Arsenal bought the player they needed this season, talking about Victor Gyökeres. In the EPL alone, Victor Gyökeres has scored 14 goals and then have 1 assist for a striker coming on in the EPL this season. So the starting of the season was not good for Victor Gyökeres. You know, that jubilation was not showing well, but they are in the middle of the season. Victor Gyökeres packed, and then he has registered 14 goals in the EPL alone. I'm talking about the EPL alone. 14 goals and 1 assist. I'm talking about the inclusion of Eberechi Eze. Eberechi has 7 goals and 2 assists in the EPL. And then talking about, and then who? Noni Madueke also tried to do better, but he is not that kind of player that I'm expecting much from Noni Madueke, but at least he added to the squad of Arsenal. He was there in the time of the UEFA Champions League to give them that tangible goals. And then can I see? Okay, they are a Campe, and then their defensive structure is well added in the squad for Arsenal this season. And then the number 3 is David Raya masterclass season. He has been doing this since last season, and then he continued this season because he has 18 clean sheets this season, and then he only conceded 26 goals and another golden glove for David Raya. But one thing is troubling me, why David Raya did not make it to the first choice of Spanish team, but I don't know. So he is calm under pressure, brilliance in Europe, and then reliable in the biggest moments. That's for David Raya. And then their number 4 is defensive solidity. The defensive partnership of William Saliba and the Gabriel Magalhaes turned Arsenal into one of the European toughest teams to break into. And then add discipline from midfield and the tactical organizations, and then you get a team to build in a survival pressure for Arsenal. Those are the 4 things. And then what is the 5 things? Is Mikel Arteta evolution in the modern football. Mikel Arteta deserves massive credit, and then he's one of the coaches I'm looking up to make to the best coach of the season. It's tactical intelligence, squad management, and the mentality shift transform Arsenal from hopeful contender into a genuine elite competitor. Arsenal are now fully confident that they are the winner of the EPL 2025 and 2026 season. So what are you saying for Arsenal? Well, as a Chelsea fan, you can see I'm your Chelsea fan, but truth be told, Arsenal deserve this credit. Arsenal deserve this credit because they have done so well this season to maintain in the UEFA Champions League, to reach the final, to continue the momentum, to have the league title for this season. So they deserve the credit to win the EPL this season. So maybe they can flop in the UEFA Champions League final, but I don't know. But this EPL, playing against Burnley and the Crystal Palace, I think the only I don't see it as a big issue for Arsenal to beat Crystal Palace, but Burnley is a 3 points for me. But for Crystal Palace, I don't know what might happen. And then UEFA Champions League, I don't know what might happen. Maybe my next show, we decide 5 things that is certain for Arsenal. 5 things that might be a problem for Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain. And then from the 5 things, I will split it. 3 things to show and the 2 things not to show for Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League. My name is Ken. Did it on 5 things show. Thank you. Join me on my next podcast.